Hey team, Coach D here from Eat the Frog Fitness in San Diego, and in this week's templates, you're going to be seeing an exercise called the Alpha Bag Wood Chop. Now the wood chop is one of my absolute favorite rotational oblique movements, but its execution can be a little complex. So the spine is made up of a bunch of little bones and muscles, right? And those are meant to bend, flex, and extend in a huge range of motion. However, we all know that when it comes to the body and movement, that if you don't use it, you lose it. So our everyday lifestyle is set up really well to move in the sagittal plane, which is forward and back. We don't often move in the lateral plane, which is left to right, and we almost never move in the transverse plane, which is the rotational movement that we're talking about. I had a man once tell me that in these workouts, he was never going to ever do any more rotational exercise ever again. And I know where he was coming from. What he was really saying is that the risk of hurting my back is not worth this rotational movement. And it's understandable, right? Back pain can put you out for a period of time if it happens. However, what he was telling me is that he never wanted to pick something off the ground and put it into his vehicle. He never wanted to pick up and play with his children. He never again, even though we probably don't do this very often, shovel dirt or snow without the risk of injury. So what I think is this is the completely wrong mindset. We have to first earn the right to move through the full range of motion completely with our body weight before we then start loading the movement. And once you have earned the right to load the movement, then and only then can you add power to that movement. Here's how this relates to the wood chop. On our screen, you're gonna see Tad moving all the way up to the power phase of that movement because he's earned the right, mostly because he doesn't have a spine. So for those of us that are still working on earning the right to move through an entire range of movement under control, we need to take it back a few steps. So with this movement, you're actually gonna grab an alpha bag and you're gonna squat down and you're gonna put that alpha bag on the outside of your knee. My spine is upright, I'm definitely not bending over. This is a mini squat with a tiny rotation.
Pretend you have a very light bucket of water in your hands. You're gonna keep your arms extended, which will make you have to move from the trunk of your body. Pour the bucket of water over your opposite shoulder with control. Your opposite leg should pivot a little bit to control the rotation of your spine. Now, once you feel like your body has earned the right to move through that entire range of motion under control with the light weight, it's time to start increasing the weight, but keep the movement slow and controlled. After you've earned the right to move the increased load and you feel like your body is ready for it, you can decrease the load, go a little lighter, and start to add a bit of power to the movement. What you have to realize is the more force you bring at the start of the movement, the more strength is required to stop the momentum at the top of that movement. Your obliques will not only have to accelerate the load forcefully, but also have to decelerate the load at the top of the movement.
We're all in different places when it comes to our training. Be smart. You may be super strong at one exercise, and you may have to regress another exercise all the way back to the basics. There's literally no harm in that. Build a foundation of mobility and range of motion before you then start strengthening with a heavier load. And the very last phase should be saved for explosive, powerful movements. I'm always here for you. So if you ever want to discuss where you might be with an exercise, please reach out to me. If you have any questions, I'm here for your team. Happy wood chopping, and I'll talk with you soon.